Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rebels and Rivals. I am so glad that you're here with us, and I am joined by two of my other presenters. And I should also say, my name is Suki Blaze. I run the countryside of the network, and I'm so glad to be here with Bill from the Broken Amp and Black Jackson from Audio Underground. Hey, guys, why don't you say hello?
What up?
Hello.
They're so modest, but I'll
Not a
toot
few
all of our
words.
horns here. I'll toot all of our horns for a moment because we are the Sonic Scout Radio A team, and we are that because we are always jockeying for first place each week. And our founder, Terry, a great man, he's like, Suki, stop doing that. Stop creating this competition. I'm like, because he knows that we play dirty sometimes, and it's okay.
Well, we're
We all
playing
love
to
each other by
win.
the end of the day. Amen. Fist bump. Boop. Yeah. Should we talk about Sonic Scout Radio and what we do over there? And well, I already said what we do,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
let's get that ball rolling. What do you have for us, guys?
Black Jackson,
Well,
be my guest.
Maybe.
oh,
Yeah.
me, man. I didn't print out the agenda this week. I'm just gonna kind of
Oh,
just shoot
do you want
and
me to
see
help
what
you?
sticks here. Um, well, one thing that I want to talk about this week, just sort of a frustration that I've had, something that I've noticed is, and it's probably me, right? I'm not a salesman. I've never been a salesperson. It's just not in my nature really to to do that. Um, but I believe in this mission so strongly that, what Sonic Scout
Hmm.
Radio is trying to do, that I'll step out of my comfort zone, and I have, and I've been working on trying to, be somewhat of a salesman, because you have to do that as well as be a
Right.
host and a curator and a producer and an editor and all this stuff. So I've really had to do that a lot this week because artists are a peculiar bunch, right? They're kind of hard to nail down. Like they're very busy. They have their their minds are in all sorts of different places at one time. So getting them excited about what's happening is easy, right? I've nailed
Yeah.
that part. I have enough body of work here to show them and let them know, how it's going to go, and they get excited, and they want to be part of that. And then, then a squirrel, goes by or something, and they're off
Right.
chasing, the squirrel over here, and I'm like trying to
Right.
chase after them, and it gets frustrating, because we have deadlines, right? Like our show needs to be turned in by Sunday, and I always start on next week's show, the moment that I finish, the show that's due on, Sunday, whether I finish it on Sunday or Saturday or whatever. um and it's a challenge. I have a full, 5, 6, 7 days usually to try to fill that roster, and I spend a good chunk, 25% of my time, just following up, trying to pin people down, who have expressed not only interest but like real, like a desire to be part of what we're doing. So I know they can see that, and I know they get excited about that. I'm really struggling these days, this week especially, with closing the deal.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be watching some TED Talks, I think.
Well, I tell you, I think we all feel a bit of that, and sometimes ghosting, and then all of a sudden, like a couple of months later, they pop up again, and they're like, "Okay, now
Yeah,
I'm
for
ready."
sure. That happens all the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's fine. I don't mind working on their timeline. And once we build up enough of I don't want to say a roster, but like enough contacts, and we just put out enough feelers, um, eventually those, people who are kicking it down the road for another release or whatever the case is, they're starting to come back, and I'm seeing that more and more often. So as this goes on, I'm sure that will even be, like people that we've messaged a month or 2 months or 3 months ago will finally be like, oh, you know what, put this on the back burner. I think I'm ready to do this now. Let's reach back out. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's just frustrating at times.
I could
I
add to
can
that.
appreciate that.
And I could add that to a little bit. First, I want to say, Blackjack, I love the swag. I love the hat.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I love the gear.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
Brandon,
very.
my first time, right? I had to take off my Vikings jersey to put this stuff on, but
That's fine because they're currently getting spanked.
yeah.
So I want to add to that because it's hard, and we touched on this last podcast about stuff like that, and that there's scams out there, and people don't know who to trust anymore, and all those kind of things. I'm going to tee this up for the next time our fearless leader Terry comes on because he wants to join the podcast to talk more about this. So I'm going to throw the payola term out there, and not being overly familiar about it myself. However, at the thing we were talking about it offline, some illegal practice of paying for otherwise, I don't know, some sort of compensating, something illegal. We'll let Terry talk more about that. But people that know more about it or they know the illegal practice of it kind of trickles down the bad rap that comes. And then when they hear that commercial radio, you have to pay to be on and all that kind of stuff, they kind of lump that in the same bucket where we are constantly defending our mission and the legitimacy behind it and everything that we're doing. So definitely hurdles to jump over. And to your point, Paul, some people get scared or they ghost you and all that kind of stuff. And I just try to spin it in a way of like, you put more money in the jukebox at the bar to hear Journey, like you said,
Right.
and
Yes.
play that song.
For 3 people sitting at the end of the bar. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, invest in yourself. I've mentioned this before too. Here in Wisconsin, we have things called pull tabs. They're $1 a piece. They're little tabs that you pull. Hopefully, you'll win $500 or something like that. It's like people drop $20 in there. Maybe you only do 10 pull tabs, and then the other part invest in your music to get heard on global radio. And we've all known this too. We are all located in the United States. We have listeners in the UK. There's someone in Australia that's been listening to us and submitting songs. It's like a global thing. And to get your song heard as an independent artist on a global platform, it's kind of a no-brainer for me.
I agree. I'm just gonna say it. I was talking to my fiance today about this. I'm like, just with my frustration and everything. I'm like, and I don't want to, I want to be sensitive. I know $10 is, it's a meal to people, and some people struggle to find that next meal. I get it. $10 is not the same to everybody, especially depending on where you are, where you're from. But $10, man. Like even if 5 people heard the song, like if I created something and could put it out on the radio, a handful of people hear it, but I hear it, my family hears it, my friends hear it, and I just have that. If that was the worst case scenario, and that is really the worst case scenario for Sonic Scout, I mean, people are going to hear your stuff. $10. That's, it's worth it. I just don't get it. $10. Like you spend $10 on a cup of coffee and don't even think about it. You spend $10. You can't even get anything for $10 except a cup of coffee, maybe these days. You're not going to go to McDonald's or Subway or anywhere and get a meal for $10. $10. Give it a shot. It's a gamble. It's really low, ultra low risk. You're never even going to get a lower risk gamble, right? $10 to play your song to thousands of people on the radio. I would do it all day long.
Well, I tell you, it's been such a great journey in that fact. I mean, I'm getting a lot of people that are, actually they're friends. They're friends who listen to the show, as they're buddies, and then all of a sudden they reach out, and sometimes it's not my genre, and I toss them over to you all, and then sometimes it's my genre, and I get them on, and it's such a compliment when I get those referrals or other people listening to the shows because of their buddy being on the show. So it's pretty great. Let's see, I have listeners in Japan, of course, the United States, right? Canada, Japan, New Zealand, Portugal, and where else did I see some? Of course, Mexico. South Africa. That was one that I was really interested about. The South African folks out there, probably the country folks, they're listening to the show. And I would never have guessed that. It's like, just incredible. And that just kind of goes to tell you about our global feel and what we're
Mhm.
doing and how cool it is to be able to reach so many ears. And you know, week after week or month after month, we're looking at exponential growth. 20% over, the last month or whatnot. It's just so amazing to see all these people, coming on board.
Mhm.
Super proud.
I think I think it's going to take off just suddenly. I think we're going to, wake up one day and the right person is going to say the right thing, to the right, you know, group of people, and people are going to get it. And, we're going to just be flooded with, inquiries. And yeah, I think it's got that potential. Like,
Mhm.
it's just it's such a great deal. As soon as the secret gets out,
Yeah.
it's over. We're gonna be swamped. We're
Mhm.
gonna, yeah. And I'm here
We
for it. Let's
already
go.
are, but these are good
Yeah,
problems to
we are
have.
right. I'm
Yeah.
already putting 50 hours a week in.
Right.
But
It's a labor of love.
Yep.
right.
Say,
Hopefully. Oh, go ahead, Bill.
I was no. Say, I'd say bring it on. And the last thing I was gonna say to piggyback off what you're saying is, someone who considers himself a musician that plays like is like, $10 is like I spend that on a pack of picks when I'm out of picks and I need to
Yeah.
go to the music store and get more picks or strings.
Good
Strings
point.
aren't, it's like it's kind of just like another tool in your toolbox. And to
Yeah.
get played on the show for that, reinvesting in yourself, you reinvest in your music, you reinvest in your equipment, might as well reinvest in the airplay and putting yourself on that platform to be heard.
Yeah. And you're not gonna find a cheaper tool,
Correct.
I
Can I just
mean,
say,
with,
coming
that
from
has that
California,
much potential.
Mm-hmm.
so coming from California, $10 means 2 gallons of gas. That's it. So,
Yikes.
it's really amazing. I'm sorry I had to just throw that in there, but oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
people have $10 in California for sure.
It's a Big Mac. You can't.
Yeah.
Whoosh,
By the time you
man.
get taxed and everything on a Big Mac, it's damn near ten
Yeah,
bucks.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Where has this world come from? Like, where are we going with it? I
All
don't
right.
know. It's like when fast food is more expensive than, I don't know, your
Well,
ramen club.
so yeah, I mean, just that $10. Take a chance. Let a presenter take that $10 and then go to work for you. You're not going to get anybody. If you're on my show, and I know I can speak for these two here. If you're on my show, you're not going to get anybody anywhere to work harder for $10 to promote your music than you are here. You're,
Mm-hmm.
you're just you're not. It's going to be the best $10 in the music promotion you've ever spent in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never get it again anywhere else. I guarantee it. No one in their right mind would put as much work as I do into promoting a show like that, for $10.
I
And
agree.
I don't even get the $10. So
Right. Right.
Right?
And this whole thing being,
Oh,
startup, being new with the new brand and all that kind of stuff. It's like, who knows, the way it goes, $10 might not be $10. It
yeah,
might be 20.
absolutely. You know what? I'll be upfront. I started just this last week doing a second show. It's not going to be every week, but it's called The Openers. It's for lesser known, like bands with fewer followers or whatever. And the idea has already been kicked around that can be, like you'll have like a main show, like the Audio Underground show, charge a little bit more, or just, I want to say charge a little bit more. I hate even just saying that, but that it would just be a little bit more valuable, right? Airtime to be on that show versus the opener show, and you could sort of tier pricing depending on what the artist wanted to do, give them some options. That's not to say that the opener show wouldn't attract just as many listeners as the main show or more. I mean, I might
Mhm.
even do a better job with that show. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, $10 is like, take it while you can, because it could be 20 any day, easy, and
Definitely.
still be a super bargain at 20.
Absolutely.
we do put a lot of labor, and what I love doing is, talking to the artist when I get to talk to them, but also I pepper in between tracks. So I love for my artists to do about 3 tracks, 3 to 5 typically. And because it gives me more time in the front end and back end of each song to talk about their journey. I want to talk about, their grandma's guitar and, what's going on in their world, their gigging and how's life on Broadway, that kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
it's like a beautiful thing to be able to enhance their songs with some knowledge about the artist.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
And I wouldn't want to do it any other way. I wouldn't want to just play songs at a radio station. I could have been a DJ. If I wanted to be a DJ, I could have done that,
Mhm.
anytime, right? Like that's not what I
Right.
want to do. Right? I want to present music. I want to present art. I
Yeah.
want to curate art and present it. And I want to produce these shows. And I love the technical parts of it. I love all of it. That's why I do what I do.
Mhm.
That's why I'm sure why you guys do what you do. Right?
Well, for me, it's I really enjoy storytelling. So when I meet these artists, I like to well, if I'm not interviewing them one on one where they're actually on my show, some aren't comfortable with that. So that's fine. Just let's talk offline, or you can type me an email or something and tell me your story. And then I like to kind of rewrite it and summarize it. And I like to tell that story for them. I really enjoy that part of it too, which to your point is, yeah, we could just be DJs and we can just hit play, but we like to talk and we like to present, like you said, and
Mhm.
tell that story. That's why we're just bringing more to the table than an average DJ.
Yep.
Absolutely. There's a lot of love. It's a labor of love, and
Mhm.
we're pretty damn good at it too.
And it's
Toot
fun.
toot.
And it's fun.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, we now have block 2. Okay. Block 2 is all about what's going on in your world. All righty. Oh, Paul, come on. Tell us. We'll start with you.
Ooh.
I'll go last.
Okay, so we've talked about my kid and his football team and how that's been going. They finished 8-0. I don't know that we've had an episode since then. So yeah, they finished the regular season 8-0. They earned a bye for the first round of section playoffs. You guys, I don't know if high school leagues operate similarly around the country, but so the section playoffs come before the state playoffs. So we were in the first round bye for the section playoffs. If we win 2 more games, we'll be section champions, and then we go to the state tournament. The first game of the state tournament is the quarterfinals, I do believe, and then the semifinals move into U.S. Bank Stadium.
Ooh.
The 70,000 seat Viking Stadium. We played there last year.
Goodness.
We lost in the quarterfinals last year in like the last minute. Oh, it was just heartbreaking. But I think we have a pretty good shot at going back this year. And man, being there last year and getting so close, I don't think the kids are gonna, they're not gonna give up all that easy. They want to move on.
They
I think.
want it.
Yeah, I like our chances this year. They do want it. The parents want it too. Oh my God.
That is cool.
Having so much fun with it. So yeah, that's really been a big focus. My other twin, Jackson's brother Paxton, he has a play starting. He's a thespian. He's not an athlete. He's a thespian homecoming king. And yeah, he his fall play starts up. We just went to a luncheon today, met the director and all this stuff. So we'll have some theater stuff to do over the fall and into the early winter. Sports is sports could go on until for another month, really, depending on how many more games they win. But yeah, so just kid dominated still. Again, it hasn't changed for 18 years, but it's about to. But we're just
let me tell
enjoying
you,
it
your
as
children. I was just going to say, your children are just absolutely adorable. I mean, I don't know if I can say that because they're big kids.
Thank
but,
you.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I think they're pretty adorable too. They both weigh more than me and could probably beat me up, but they're definitely adorable.
I don't want to see your grocery bill, my friend.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Well, there's 2 more where they came from too, I have 4
Oh yeah.
teenagers, so yeah,
Dang. Oh,
yeah.
that milk bill. That's another thing that's $5 a gallon over here in California. Don't get me started. All right.
Costco,
Well,
baby.
yeah. Chopped. I'm just the hood ornament. So, all righty, let's turn it over to Bill. What's going on in your world, Bill?
What's going on in my world? Well, I got a few different projects going on besides everything here at Sonic Scout. I do another podcast. It's very sports themed with 2 pretty much lifelong friends of mine. We talk about sports. We do a couple cool little quirky segments in there, kind of all sports themes. We're all Wisconsin Homer fans. That's a lot of Wisconsin sports talk. Sorry for all the Vikings 49ers fans and whatnot. But it's kind of fun. We like to say it's like a sports comedy show, but really we're the only ones that think it's funny because it's just like a lot of boyish humor. But music wise, I said before, I kind of consider myself a musician, or at least I tried kind of getting back in the saddle with those kind of things. So definitely carved out more time in my adult life now to just like start working on that kind of stuff. So I'm getting, like I said, back in the saddle, trying to rewrite some old tunes that I've had when I was younger, maybe try to make them a little bit more grown up for me and my age now, and just do all that. So more to come on that. Maybe it'll be played on Sonic Scout Radio. Who knows? Maybe I'll throw it on my own show, or maybe I'll submit to be on one of your shows, which
me on my show.
let's do a little plug for that real quick. Submitting your song on Sonic Scout Radio. There's a cool app now that you can just do it easy breezy, and that way too. So yeah, that's kind of my goal, is just kind of finish the year out, just kind of wrapping up all the music stuff and kind of get that out into, outside of my music room, out into the world. So that's my goal.
Awesome. I just want to say one thing about that app real quick. That app makes it so easy to upload songs. Once, I don't care who you are, once an artist gets a hold of it and figures out how that works, like, gosh, you're just going to be laying in bed scrolling as we all do. And 2 seconds, you'll have a song uploaded and done and in the system, locked in, ready to go. Like, it's almost, I feel like it's going to end up being compulsive for some of these people. They're just going to be like, I'm really singing this song. Let's go do this real quick.
It's funny you say that,
so
because it's really funny you say that, because like if I'll do like rough recordings of something that I wrote, I'll kind of export it from my computer. I'll airdrop it to my phone, so I have it on the go. So if I'm like driving, I can just like plug it in. I can listen to it and try to like think like, okay, I don't like that part, and I kind of tweak it. But it's so tempting. It's like, I should just submit this real quick. Like, why not?
Right.
It's just a rough demo of it, but it's just like, let's just see what happens. But I haven't pulled that trigger yet. But yeah, it's super, super easy to use the app.
Sure. That's actually a really good idea. Like, oh, sorry. I think there must be a delay in our audio or something, because I think Suki's picking my audio up a little bit late, but why not? Like, you don't have to, right? You don't have to, like, not everything needs to be polished,
right?
Perfectly before it's delivered to the world, right? Throw some demos out there. Ask your friends to listen. Ask some other people to listen. Get some feedback on your demos. Maybe, $10.
Yeah, right.
Like $10, you get feedback on demos. God,
you know what? Before we ask Suki what's going on in her world, there's one more thing I want to ask is if anybody's listening to this, I need suggestions on what, like, a band name or call myself. I'm not going to just call myself Bill. Like, I don't know. I'm not creative when it comes to that. So I need some suggestions. I don't know what to call my act.
Is it just you?
Oh.
Well, back in the day, I had a group of guys that we would jam with, whatever, kind of like, young punk rockers. Doesn't really fit anymore. There's this soccer term. I'm not a huge soccer guy, but there's this soccer term called playing the advantage. Don't really know what it means. I'm not a soccer guy, but we had this weird inside joke growing up, and that was the name of our band name when we were kind of growing up. But then now I'm kind of more just like by myself, but I have another friend who's a really good drummer. So it's kind of like, a project the two of us are going to work on. So I don't know.
Yeah. The whole naming thing, that's why I let you guys name this podcast. You let me name things, we come up with, my dog's name is Cheech. It's
There's your new band.
Yeah.
Your new band name. Is my dog's name.
Cheech.
Cheech.
Yeah. Oh, and just so you know how popular that choice was, we've gotten a couple of animals since then, and I have not been allowed to name the next one or any one after Cheech Chong.
Well, I was gonna say, is the next one gonna be Chong?
Best efforts. I've tried. I think my naming rights were taken away from me.
Yeah. Yep.
Can I just throw in
Right.
a small tidbit right there? I've met
Yeah.
Cheech Marin a couple of times.
Oh,
And
really?
he's a
Oh.
great man. Yes. So
Did you
he's
smoke
such
up
a
with
great
him?
man. No, I don't do any kind of drugs. Sorry, folks. I know. I'm just square. But
Swear.
I do a lot of cocktails, so that's kind of like a drug, I suppose. Oh no, but yeah,
Sure.
what a great
Absolutely.
guy and an artist too. He's such a great artist. Like it's incredible what he does. The
Like, what do you
paints and
mean
whatnot.
artist? I know he's a musician and
Oh,
an actor,
well,
but
that.
like other
Yeah,
kind of
art.
arts?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Art,
drawing,
just, like
painting?
paint. Mm-hmm. Painting.
Huh.
It's really great
Okay.
stuff too. Yeah. So he's just, he's such a genuine soul, and man, I just, my mom went up to Cheech one day, and she told him, "Oh my goodness, it's so nice to meet you. My daughter, she was raised on all your movies." he leans into my mother and says, "How did she turn out?"
Well,
In
that
comes
actually
Suki Blaze.
explains a lot. So
My bad humor. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe a
Sure.
little, yeah.
So how do you meet all
Oh.
these famous people? I've seen pictures of you with what's his name from Chips, Eric Estrada.
Punch.
Really?
Eric Estrada. They're local Yokos here, so not
Yeah,
Cheech.
they live in
Cheech is down south,
Mono.
but yeah, he's
Yeah.
in Carmel actually, Carmel Valley.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's always out and about.
Okay.
It's good. It's good.
Who's the most famous person? Each of you, I want both of your answers. Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Ooh.
I don't know. Jeff Foxworthy?
Okay. Really? You think he's more famous than Cheech?
Well, but I already told you about Cheech.
Okay.
You might be a redneck if.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's funny. I like Jeff Fox.
Yeah. Blue Collar Comedy Tour, whatever they did back in that time.
Larry the Cable Guy, Ron White.
Mm-hmm.
The most famous person I ever met, man, not as exciting as Suki's. A lot of athletes, like,
Sure.
that's about it.
Boys like that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I saw. I don't know if you're basketball fans and know anything about the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I saw him in a Best Buy, but he was with his mother, and he was with his girlfriend or wife or something, and I didn't say hi to him because like he got flooded by a bunch of people younger than me asking for autographs and pictures, and I was just there trying to buy a fridge. So I was like, and then he was there and just buying a bunch of stuff, and I was checking out on one side of the counter with like get my home delivery set up for my fridge, and he was on the other side like checking out a basket of like iPads and crap like that. And then I had to walk by him to like go to exit the store, and I kind of wanted to be like, good luck this season, or fist bump him or something. And I was like, nah, he's just trying to enjoy his day off. I didn't. So I can't really say I met him. But I don't know, just probably some basketball players back in the day, but nothing too fancy.
I have one athlete and one music story. Do you know the band Muse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were at the State Theater in Minneapolis one time, and me and some friends went. After the show, me and my brother, we kind of have this thing. We go to concerts. We like just try to, get up as close as we can. We'll try to sneak up into the front. We'll try to just get backstage after the show or something, So for Muse, that, we did that. We were leaving the show and we walked past like the back of the venue. It's downtown Minneapolis, so just alleys and things. And we were walking down this alley, and we saw an open door that went backstage to the theater that we had just seen Muse, and there were people moving around in there. So I ended up like, guys, hold on, I'm just gonna go check this out real quick. And I walked right in, and no one stopped me, and I just kept walking, and no one ever stopped me. So I get in, and then I'm like, well, shit, I wasn't really expecting that to happen. I don't really know what to do now, so I'm just kind of standing around, and I look, and here comes my brother, like 15 seconds behind me or something. He, leaves all of our friends outside. He comes in. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, let's go. So, oops, can we swear on this thing? I don't know.
Yes, we can.
And so we went into this dressing room that was right across the hall from where we were standing. People were moving equipment, off the stage out into trucks and stuff. So we just dip into this little dressing room. It's empty, but there's a whole coffee table full of like different kinds of beers and drinks. So we each grab a beer. It was a Corona. And we open it up, and we're just like, well, what the hell are we going to do? Like, this is kind of boring, right? So we ended up leaving the dressing room, walking downstairs. And as we're walking, like just down this hallway, around the corner, the bassist comes walking. The bassist walking right towards us. And my brother's like, hey, you guys having any drinks anywhere? What's going on? He's like, yeah, give us like 5 minutes or so. We're just getting ready. We're in the room right around the corner. So 5 minutes later, we ended up walking into Muse's dressing room and having drinks with the whole freaking band in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like they didn't ask us what we were doing there or anything. We just went in and started hanging out, and everything was cool. And then another guy walked in and looked at us. We didn't have any credentials or anything. Like, didn't probably recognize us. And was like, who are you guys? And I froze. I'm like, oh shit. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, we're with MSP Janitorial Services. He's like, I've never heard of them before. I'm the superintendent of this building. It's time for you guys to leave. So we were escorted out. He did give us props on the way out. He's like, I gotta say, man, that was pretty good. You guys got a lot further than I would have expected. So
clever, quick thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so tenacious.
That was fun. Yeah. I tell that story occasionally, but yeah, that was probably I don't know. I mean, not that they're super famous, I guess, but a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
Plus I was in the dressing room having drinks with them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, question: Are they a rap group?
No, they're a rock. They're a rock group from the UK. They're pretty heavy. Yeah, they were. They've probably seen their biggest days. They're probably beyond or past those, but back around the early 2000s into the 2010s, they were gaining a lot of momentum. Like I was hearing them during NFL games, hearing their music during really big events. They were but then they kind of, I don't know, they had a couple of really popular like pop songs come out and then kind of disappeared. So I don't know. But
Muse,
they did.
Sorry, I was before Muse. I can't remember the name of the song. I think it's called like Hysteria or something like that.
Yeah.
Has like one of the coolest bass riff intros.
Sure. Yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
And that's every time I hear Muse, I always think about that song. I'm like, that is just a really cool,
good.
Really cool bass intro, because that's like when I first heard them, I'm like, this song is rad. And yeah, it's super cool. You got to meet them.
Yeah, and the even cooler thing is that they said they were going to pass the message along to my man crush. I have a man crush. I'm engaged to be married. I love Nadine, but I have a man crush.
Yeah.
His name is Robbie Williams. Do you guys know who Robbie Williams is?
Yes.
Is that
love Robbie Williams?
Is that the solo
he's
artist?
Handsome too.
Yeah, he's British.
Yeah.
He was with the band Take That, the boy band way back in the day. I never really knew who they were, but like I saw him on the British MTV Awards doing Millennium back in like 1997 or something, and from then I was like, yeah. So they told me they were going to say hi to him for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I do have an athlete one, Jerry Rice. So
Oh, that's
Jerry
cool.
Rice and I would work out at this gym in my hometown called Prime Time. And yeah, he would be on one machine. I'll be right next to him. And he was just always so friendly and nice and just a gentleman. And his sons, oh my God, they're so handsome.
Mhm.
And so they're a great family. And they're still, in my hometown, which is great. But yeah, I used to work out in the same gym with him. We had kind of similar schedules during certain parts of the year. But
Nice.
that was my
Greatest of all time.
sports thing.
Do you guys
Yeah,
know
he
who
is.
Kent Herbeck is?
Who?
Kent Herbeck? Bill, you might. He's a Twins player from back in the day, 80s and 90s. He was the one, if you've ever seen that play during the World Series game against the Twins against the Atlanta Braves, and he like lifts that. He's a first baseman. The pitcher, threw the ball to Kent Herbeck at first base, try to pick off the runner, and Kent Herbeck sort of lifted him off the base.
Okay.
And tagged him out, and he was called out. And
The play is ringing the bell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He offered me. I was with a friend. She was just a friend. I gave her a hug goodbye as he and a bunch of his buddies like screamed up in a big black, suburban SUV, like 15 guys pile out. And I'm just giving my friend a hug, and he's smoking a cigarette, and you could tell he'd been drinking. And he's like, $20, you could use the back of my van or back of my SUV for a half hour. So yeah, I had a World Series champion offer me the back of his SUV for a half hour.
That's a pretty fun story.
His ride.
Yeah,
you're picking his ride.
my coolest. I feel like I'm bragging too much here because I have some really cool stories. But Baker Mayfield bought me a shot of Patron one day.
I love Baker Mayfield.
He's freaking cool. I feel like maybe did I tell you guys that story?
No.
Yeah, it was when the Super Bowl was in Minneapolis in 2017. He was at a bar right across the street from where I worked in downtown Minneapolis. I had no idea who he was, literally no clue. I went to the bar after work, just had a couple of beers or whatever, and this guy's sitting. I'm sitting next to this guy. He starts talking to me, asking me where I work and what I do. Seems like a really nice guy, just wanting to have a conversation. And probably half hour, 45 minutes we were talking, and all of a sudden, he's talking with his friends. They're gonna get dinner somewhere, and so he's getting ready to leave. And a guy down the bar says, "Hey, Baker, can I get a picture with you?" And I look at him. I said, "Should I know who you are?" And the guy's like, "That's Baker Mayfield, the Heisman Trophy winner."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh, I had no clue that it was Baker Mayfield." But yeah, during that time, he had bought a round of Patron for me, him, and his girlfriend, and just bullshit. Just a super cool, down to earth guy.
Yeah.
Like I, it was like he wanted to give me his number and hang out next week or something.
Yeah, that's cool. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are my other team I root for when it's not the Packers. So nice. And now that Baker's on that team, it's kind of like, yeah, he's a good guy. That's cool.
You just like cities next to bays?
Well, that's funny because that's actually why. When I was a kid, growing up as a Packers fan and being in the football ever since I was a kid, I'm like, oh, wow. I always like the state of Florida. Florida's kind of cool. Like, okay. And I was like, wow, there's another city with bay in it. Like, I'm a little kid. I don't know. I don't even know what a bay is at the time, So I'm just it's just like, oh, it's so weird. There's another city that has a bay in it. So then I just kind of started liking them. And
that's awesome. And they were in the same division then too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
funny.
but it is what it is. I root for him. And now that Baker's on the team, I root for them even harder because he's a good guy.
I want to see him have success for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think he should be in the discussion for league MVP. But I digress. Suki, we haven't gotten to you yet on what's going on in your world.
I'm just the hood ornament.
Just out there, just looking good for everybody.
No, well, I'm listening to this great football stuff. In fact, I had something I was going to say. I had written this earlier. Paul, your Vikings are like that ex who ghosts you mid-season, promising playoffs, then fumbling the bag. Meanwhile, my Niners are out there building dynasties and not igloos. Was that good?
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
That's really stupid, but okay, it's good.
Well, actually, I have a few burner ones about being a cheesehead and that foam hat.
Yes, let's hear those.
Yeah, I mean, I can take it. I can take it.
I don't know. We don't know each other that well. Oh my gosh. Okay. Minnesota winters got nothing on your Vikings. Cold streaks 3-3 and freezing out fans. Well, 49ers California Heat at 5-2, melting rival defenses like fog on a what is going on, Microsoft? Like fog on a sunny day. Nah, that one didn't suck. That one sucked. Okay. I don't know. I have to read it again. Oh, here it is. Packer fans bragging about 4-1-1 like a tie's a trophy. Okay. Bless your foam little hats. My Niners don't settle for participation ribbons. We snatch divisions and rings.
It's not
Is
wrong.
that good?
Not wrong.
Okay. That's
That
my shit
stings.
talking.
That stings a little bit because back in the Packers' deep playoff runs, NFC Championship game, Aaron Rodgers in his prime, the 49ers always crushed our
Could not. Yeah,
Green Bay Hearts.
couldn't get past the Niners.
So
Don't
yeah,
give me a hard time.
that stings a little bit.
It's okay. Hey, so we had Moody, right? And Moody was our kicker or whatnot. Oh, I called him Charlie Brown, right? He was like the Lucy, pulling the ball away or something, like, just he.
Right.
I'm so happy we traded his ass. Oh my god, that was like I had such Moody PTSD, like I knew he was going to gaff. He has a performance issue. That's the problem. He cannot perform. Somebody give him I don't know, something like a Viagra or get you to perform better. I don't know, like a stick up his. Never mind. So you know what? That's how I felt, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Oh, I said it. So anyway.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's on the Bears now, so I think we can all agree that he can stay on the Bears, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and he gaffs over there too. He's gaffed on their games too. So it's like.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, we've been through our fair share of kicking heartbreaks here in Minnesota.
Oh. Well, let's not get too somber here, guys. I mean, we are talking about radio stuff, right? Okay. Well, we did that. Music myths, artist shout outs. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? AI? You talk about AI again?
You mentioned this offline about Spotify removing AI songs from the platform and wiped out a lot of their catalog and stuff. I'm kind of curious if you have any more info on that because I don't know much about it.
Well, I did notice that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Suki.
I did notice that there's a tag on them, right? But not all of them. And the other thing is that what is it? Oh, SoundCloud. It's so weird. Like they have these spoof accounts. Like say I'm looking for indie artists in country category. I have to go through ton of AI. And then all these spoof accounts, that it has no songs on them, but they have a profile and they have likes and whatnot. It's kind of like, these spoof ones you see on the internet. It's really wild. And it really frustrates me because I want to find these bands, right? And thank God I got music coming in, but also I like to cruise around and see what's going on SoundCloud and all the others. But it's such a mess. It is such a mess, and they're just not addressing it fast enough. But
sure.
It's definitely something that's really pissing me off.
Hard to find something real, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So, how I understood it, at least the Spotify side of things, was they're not necessarily removing AI generated music. They're removing AI generated music that's being misrepresented. So apparently there have been accounts that somehow create micro songs that somehow get into playlists or something, or get played by bots or something. Like they're less than a second long, but if they get played, I don't know if they're generating income for someone somewhere down the line. But those they're getting rid of. They're getting rid of. I guess AI is creating copies of popular songs and then somehow getting those plays,
Mhm.
and then being compensated for that. And those are the ones that they're getting rid of. But I looked at a couple of straight up AI artists who it's all 100% AI generated music, and they're still there.
Wow.
That's just so crazy.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
it's so crazy.
Uh,
It just really makes it. It's like they're spoiling it. They're spoiling the whole idea of being an indie artist, and people work so damn hard to be indie artists. You know that they're gigging, they're
yeah,
seriously sweating, and just grabbing their tips, and they're trying to keep things together. And
Mhm.
it's like
sure.
these people, okay, there must be a place or some certain other place, a web page or something where that could all go. But it's
Right.
really impeding our indie artists,
Right.
and that is definitely concerning to me. And I know you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, I do.
Mhm. Me too.
So let me ask you guys this. Do you have any red flags? Like when you're looking through music and you find an artist and um, you notice something that's like, oh shit, this looks like AI. Is there something that you notice right away, like big red flags for you?
Hmm.
The artwork for me, the artwork.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. For me, and I know this isn't always the case, but a lot of AI artists like release so much at one time. Like if
Yes.
somebody has 80 releases from 2025,
Sure.
I'm gonna look into that, right? That's how I
Good point.
spotted, a couple of the first ones, and I'm like, holy cow, these people have they put out 80 songs in the last 2 months. How could they how could
Yeah.
they do that? Well, because they're typing in a couple of descriptions and then walking away and letting AI sit there and generate songs for them for the next several hours. They come back and voila, they have 20 new songs sitting there.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's
Um,
wild.
Yeah.
I think when I look for music, I think I should do better at realizing that kind of stuff and looking at that. I think for me, just more like listening with my ear. If I hear something that just sounds a little robotic or a little tingy sounding, like you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell that it's AI generated. So, in my opinion, I don't think music's made to be perfect. Of course, you want things in tune. You want it timed right, where everybody's playing on the same tempo and everything like that. But sometimes it's okay if you're strumming your guitar and it's an acoustic guitar. Sometimes it's okay if you can hear your fingers sliding up and down the fretboard.
Right.
Sometimes it's okay to hear those inconsistencies, and that's, to me, that's what makes it real or raw. But when it's so pretty picture perfect, it kind of takes the just that human element out of it. So me, it's more like I just try to listen to it and feel it that way. But I should do better at checking out the artists and seeing that they released 80 songs, like you said.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, we're all just learning this. It's all going so quickly and growing every day, and we have to prepare for that. But
hmm
gosh, and I don't know if the people who are watching know that at Sonic we also report everything to ASCAP, BMI, and the others, so their royalties are locked in, and that's pretty important to know that. Hey, you know what? We see you, we hear you. We are legitimately, giving this music the recognition it needs and deserves, but also, um, in many ways it's such a great opportunity because now people can go online, right, on our app, and they could even download a song, right?
hmm
And the artist benefits, the station benefits, and it's just really wonderful to be able to have that opportunity to do those things for you know our warriors out there, our road warriors, and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I 100% agree. And I'm glad you brought that up too, because talking about paying to play, keeping it legitimate, all those kind of things, reporting all those things to those recording organizations or whatever you want to call them. It just your music's going somewhere. The fact that it gets registered and the possibility of royalties coming down the pipeline someday, like it's again kind of like what we said earlier in the show, is like you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your art, you're investing in your music. So it's very minimal. It's very minimal to have things done the correct and proper way.
That's true. And we're doing all of that. And it's, I'm pretty proud of our back end management as well, and them doing all that they can do to, get the word out there for our artists. And also we send out a log to all the top A&R people, the scouts, and, they are seeing the trends as to, who we're playing, and, the extra exposure is absolutely incredible. I mean, that is the gift right there, I think.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
It is.
Couldn't agree more.
I know. And we, our shows also, just to remind everybody, it's they run twice a day for 7 days a week, and it's awesome, right? I mean, global outreach. Gosh, I just am so proud where we've started and where we're going, and this network being so strong with our indie friends and culture.
Well, that's another great point too. For submission fee or whatever you want to call it, you're getting your song played twice a day for 7 days a week, whereas others are like, you pay more than that and you get one spin on a show or something like that. This is 7 days a week, twice a day, globally. So it's like, it's a lot of exposure.
And you're getting talked about. Your song's getting talked about. We're sharing information on you, how to get a hold of you, how to get your music, when your music's coming out, or when you're performing, at, the local venue. You're getting all that put out there, by a presenter for $10. That's it's a steal. It's ridiculously
it's a steal
cheap
for now. But
and
we're just having a great time now.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like whatever an artist genre is, there's a Sonic Scout presenter for it. I mean, just here on this podcast alone, I feel like we have 3 different vibes and cover all the basis of every artist out there exploring their creativity.
Absolutely. And you know what I should say, my vibe, I think I said it earlier, is country, right? I've got country, all sorts of alt country, bluegrass, and you name it, I'm receiving it, which is awesome. And I want to let everybody know about my socials, because I think that's pretty important. If you want to be on my show, you're more than welcome to follow me at Suki Blaze Radio. That is my stamp of approval on all of the social media outlets and whatnot. And you could find me on SoundCloud and all the other streaming platforms as well. You could find, let's see, if you have a track you want to submit, well, Suki Blaze at sonicscoutradio.com, Suki Blaze at sonicscoutradio.com. And you can just see that little ticker going on the bottom of the screen there. Well, that's how you could reach us if you, if you like.
Definitely.
For sure. Does that have our email addresses down there too? Or just our
It does not.
Handles? I want to give out my email address too. It's just audiounderground@sonicscoutradio.com. Keep sending that music in. I listen to all of it, and sometimes it takes me a while to get back to you, but I do get back to every single person that sends music in eventually. Again, it could take, it could take a month, honestly. I put out a message on Facebook, and sometimes I get 40 responses with 40 different songs, and just finding time to go through them. But I will. Please keep sending them in. I love to get them. audiounderground@sonicscoutradio.com.
For sure. I'm social media. Just search The Broken Amp. That's the name of my show. You can email me, bill@sonicscoutradio.com. Again, just like they both said, we will respond to every inquiry that comes through. Might take some time, might not, just depending on the submission. again, like I said, kind of like the different vibes, the different shows that we have. If you send something to one of us and you send something to me, my show's more rock based. If you send something that's more country, I'm happy to pass it over to Suki, and we kind of spread it around and we kind of work as a team. So no matter where you send it, it's gonna fall on someone's ears, and we're gonna make sure you get the airplay you deserve
on a quality show by a
quality show.
passionate presenter.
Absolutely. Are there any artists you want to shout out, since we have about 4 minutes left? So is there anybody you want to shout out?
I just did a really fun feature with a couple of bands, Split Second out of UK. They were really fun to work with. I worked with their manager, and we just had a really good time premiering their song. I was able to play it for a few days before it was officially released, so that was really fun. Shout out to Split Second. And then a band out of Houston, Vortices, they're touring right now, and I was able to feature them over the not this week, but the prior week, last week. And they again were also just super cool to work with. Their touring, so they were definitely looking to get the word out there that they were coming around. So we got a lot of traction, and I gained gosh, in the last 3 weeks since I've had Split Second on and Vortices and some other really amazing bands, Local Nomad, Dan Pritchard, Holly, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Holly. Good God, put me on the spot now. I need to bring up my my list of artists, but
your
yeah,
little black book. Okay.
Yeah, my little black book. Just had so many amazing musicians. Sarah again, yeah, just really cool, and a lot of them are repeat, featured artists too, which is really cool. I love repeating artists. So yeah, it really any artist that's been on my show, huge shout out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like, I'm having so much fun. We're making the best indie music shows on the planet right on here on Sonic Scout Radio, hands down. It's not even close.
Absolutely.
Oh, Holly Rudolph, by the way. Sorry, Holly.
Got it. There you go.
Well, I had Brooks Herring, and he did 4 songs on my show. And what I love about Brooks Herring is a lot about him. Like, one, he's a handsome lad. The other thing is that he was a Marine, or is former Marine. Excuse me, never was former Marine, and he served our country with honor. He came back. He got into a little bit of a little rut there in life, and maybe had some some challenges, but you know what, he got his life on the right track. He's better than ever. His music is just so good, like so good, and I'm just really excited for him because he's going places. And I'm gonna say, like, yeah, that guy was on my show, and
Nice.
back in the day. Yeah, he's definitely man with promise. I just love these stories where people have overcome adversity, and here they are. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I'll give a couple shout outs. First thing I'll say on Black Jackson's point of the presenters and all that stuff. If we didn't believe in it, we wouldn't be doing it. So we really do believe in everything that we're doing. So a couple shout outs for me on the upcoming show. I have case in point of someone sending something to Suki, sending it over to me just based on the style format. Tom Chaponi, I hope I'm saying that right, has a really good track that's going to be playing. Dan Higgins from the land down under in Australia, an artist called Tape Rubber. Jonathan Tate, who's also made his second appearance on the show. And then also one of my new favorite bands that's submitted something called Impolite Society, a nice, cool punk rock band formed in 2023. 2 songs playing on there. So excited to get their track spun.
Nice.
Right on.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah.
I always love hearing the interviews on our shows. Like, I want to hear music. Just give me more music. But I don't know. The interviews that you guys are doing that I've heard other presenters do they're really fun. We're not professional interviewers, right? We're not, we just ask silly questions, Yeah, it's cool. I love it. It's great.
Real conversations. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was good, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. How much time do we have left?
You got 10 seconds to close us out,
10
Suki.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. If you want to send us your suggestions, go ahead, go to Rebels and Rivals and send us a message. Maybe some topics that you'd like us to discuss. Football. Well, I'll talk about football. Whatever you want to talk about.
Gambling
Not
in the
clues.
NBA.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get to the
inappropriate
NBA
jokes.
gambling issue today.
Oh, well, that was on my mind. I didn't want to lie to you, but that's about as welcome as a skunk at a picnic.
All right.
Okay, well, what can I say? Lots of love out there.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.